Welcome back to the deep dive. Today we're tackling something I think everyone struggles with.
Oh, for sure.
It's that huge gap between wanting something, that fuzzy idea like I should get fit, and actually, well, getting it done.
Finishing the job.
Exactly. And our source materials today lay out this five-step system. They call it a shortcut, really, to turn that big dream into a concrete plan that you can actually follow.
And what's interesting is that it goes way beyond just, motivational quotes.
Yeah.
The foundation is that SMART acronym, which a lot of people have heard of.
Right. SMART goals.
But the real genius here is the structure around it. It's this whole habit creation loop that turns the framework into something you actually do every single day.
Okay, so let's get into it. We'll assume you probably know what SMART stands for.
Specific, measurable, achievable.
Right. Relevant and time-bound. So instead of just defining those, let's look at step one through the lens of, I guess, where people fail.
Okay.
Where do most people go wrong when they try to write one of these goals?
I'd say the most common failure point is neglecting the A and the R.
Achievable and relevant.
Exactly. People write these beautiful, ambitious goals, but they haven't honestly checked if it's achievable for them right now in their life, or if it even, truly matters to them.
So an aspirational goal, the bad one, is get fit.
Right. Just a vague wish.
And the source's transformation of that, the SMART goal, is lose 5 kilograms in 3 months by walking 30 minutes daily and cutting soda.
It's a total transformation because it forces you to run those checks. For A, achievable, you have to ask, can I really walk 30 minutes every day with my schedule?
And if the answer is no, you have to rewrite the goal right then and there.
You have to. And for R, relevance, it makes you write down why. Why does losing 5 kilograms matter? Is it a health thing? An event? Without that personal why, your motivation just evaporates the first time it gets hard.
So step one is all about building a goal that can actually stand up to a little bit of pressure. But even a perfect goal, like lose 5 kilograms in 3 months, can still feel, wow, scary. 3 months is a long time. That commitment can stop you before you even start.
Which is precisely why the system moves you immediately into step 2, breaking it down.
Chunking.
Yes. The core idea is to just get rid of the idea of a long-term goal in your head and replace it with an immediate micro-goal.
And the sources are really specific here. They push the 7-day chunk. Why week? Why not say a month?
Because 7 days is just the perfect zone for building a habit. It's short. It feels doable, not threatening at all. It's just a week.
Anyone can do something for a week.
Right. But it's also long enough to start building a real pattern. And this is key. The goal isn't even to be perfect for 7 days. It's the 5 out of 7 rule.
5 out of 7. I love that. It sort of builds in permission to be human.
It does. It's a psychological safety net. If you aim for 7 out of 7 and you miss one day, it feels like a total failure.
And you just quit.
You quit. It's called the what the hell effect. You miss your walk on Monday because of a meeting, and you think, what the hell, the week's ruined, I'll start next week. The 57 rule stops that.
Okay, so let's apply that to the 5 kilogram example. The big goal is weight loss, but for week 1, the micro goal has nothing to do with weight.
Nothing at all. Week 1 is simply walk 30 minutes 5 days this week and drink 2 liters of water daily. You're not even looking at the scale. You're just proving you can do the actions.
And then week 2 might build on that. Maybe it's cook 3 meals at home and track calories. It layers on the complexity slowly.
It's so clever. So the immediate task for you, listening right now, isn't some huge 3-month plan. It's just to write down this week's micro goal on a piece of paper.
That's it.
What's so fascinating to me is how this links those tiny daily actions back to the big vision. It's all about creating tangible progress because that's what really fuels motivation.
Right.
Which brings us right to step 3.
Daily tracking in just 1 minute. My worry here is that tracking just becomes another chore. Does it get boring? How do you keep it up?
The sources have a great answer for that.
Yeah.
You make the tracking so simple and so physically rewarding that it almost becomes this little mini addiction.
Okay, I'm listening.
This is the coin jar method. It's an analog system. All you need is a jar and maybe 100 little tokens, coins, paper clips, beads, whatever.
The physical act of it.
That's everything.
Yeah.
You have 2 jars, a to-do jar and a done jar. Every day you complete your micro task, you physically move 1 coin over.
And that works better than an app.
They argue it works much better, at least at first. It taps into our brain's reward system in a very primal way. Seeing progress like getting healthier is slow and invisible.
But moving a shiny coin from one jar to another
is an immediate physical win, a little dopamine hit. You're literally training your brain to connect doing the hard thing with getting a reward.
That reframes the whole idea of tracking. It's not admin, it's a little celebration.
A tiny ritual. And for people who can't do the jar, they suggest a super simple Google Sheet, but with very specific columns: date, task done, and notes.
And the notes section is important.
Crucial. You just jot down, felt great, or struggled today, it was raining. It's the start of your feedback loop. But even more important is plugging this 1-minute action into a daily routine.
Habit stacking.
Right. They lay out a very specific 5-minute daily routine with 3 check-ins.
The first is at 6:00 a.m.
Or whenever you wake up. The point is, first thing in the morning, you read your main SMART goal out loud.
Why out loud?
It makes it real. It reconnects you with that why, the relevance, before the day has a chance to throw you off course.
Then, during the day, you just do the one microtask, the walk, the studying, whatever it is.
And then at 9:00 p.m., or before bed, that's your minute of accountability. You move the coin or you check the box. You're closing the loop on the day. You don't go to bed with it unfinished.
Okay, so this sounds great for building that initial momentum, but how do you stop from just, stalling out after a few weeks?
This is where step 4 comes in. And the source says it's absolutely mandatory. It's the 10-minute weekly review.
The feedback loop.
The essential feedback loop.
Yeah.
Unreviewed action is just guessing. They suggest you make it a nice ritual, like Sunday morning with your coffee.
Make it something you look forward to.
Exactly. And you have to answer 3 questions. The first one is simple. Did I hit 5 out of 7 days?
And if the answer is yes?
You celebrate immediately. With a small predetermined reward, like a favorite snack, you have to reinforce the win right away.
And if the answer is no?
You move to question 2, which is, what blocked me? And this part is analytical, not emotional.
No beating yourself up.
None. You're a scientist diagnosing a problem. I miss my walks because I scheduled them at 4 p.m. and work always ran late. The fix is obvious. Next week, I'm moving the walk to 6 a.m.
You're actively removing the obstacle for the next week.
You are. And that leads to the third question. What is my next 7-day micro goal? This guarantees you start Monday morning with a clear, preloaded target. No confusion.
And this ties right into the final step, step 5, which is all about rewards and scaling up. That weekly snack is nice, but it's not going to keep you going for 3 months.
No, absolutely not. So the system provides a clear scale for bigger rewards to maintain that long-term relevance.
Okay, what does that look like?
After a 30-day streak, you get a medium reward. Maybe some new workout gear or a nice meal out, something that feels significant.
And then a bigger one after 3 months.
Yep. At the 3-month mark, you get a bigger reward, a day trip, that gadget you've been wanting. And then when you finally hit the main goal, that's the huge reward, the vacation, the big purchase.
The whole system is designed to make that distant payoff feel much closer.
It constantly scales your reward to match your level of commitment.
And this whole structure, it's not just for fitness, right? This can be applied anywhere.
Anywhere. Let's look at a few other examples from the source material.
Okay, let's talk about studying. A student's goal is just study better. How does this framework fix that?
The SMART goal becomes something like scoring 85% on my final exam by studying for 2 hours every night until June.
Super specific.
And the 7-day micro goal might be read and summarize chapter 3 5 nights this week. The daily check-in is just logging those 2 hours. The coin moves.
What about for saving money instead of save more?
The SMART goal is save $500 by automatically depositing $40 every week for the next 3 months.
The micro goal is just making sure that transfer happens.
Exactly. And your weekly review is checking your bank account. If it didn't happen, you ask, what blocked me? And you fix it.
And what about something more abstract, like for a small business?
Instead of get more clients, it's gain 50 new customers by posting 3 social media updates weekly for the next 6 months. The daily task might just be to spend 30 minutes drafting one of those posts.
The path becomes so clear and measurable. Every day you get that little win, that coin moving that gets you closer.
It really does remove the excuse of not knowing what to do next.
So, I think we can all agree, the hardest part of any new plan is just starting. The inertia is real.
Inertia is the enemy.
Which is why I love that the source material ends with this 30-second checklist to force you to start.
It makes the barrier to entry basically 0.
Okay, step 1, write one SMART goal on paper or your phone. Right now, not later today, now.
Step 2, set a reminder on your phone for tomorrow morning. Make it specific, like put on shoes for a 30-minute walk. Make it impossible to just swipe away.
And then the last one, the one they claim doubles your chance of success. Tell one friend.
Ah, the accountability partner.
But wait, doubles, that's a huge claim. Do they back that up, or is that just a motivational line? I mean, what if you tell the wrong friend, someone who isn't supportive?
That's a great question. The way the source material frames it, the power isn't necessarily in your friend's reaction. It's in your own act of speaking it. The declaration. It takes the goal from being a private wish inside your head and turns it into a public contract. And that contract, even if it's just with one other person, is much harder to break. You've made the first irreversible step.
That makes a lot more sense. It's about your own commitment, not their response. So, to sum it up, the system forces clarity, manages the overwhelm with tiny chunks, builds consistency with daily rewards, and keeps you on track with weekly reviews.
Exactly. It succeeds because it shifts your entire focus. You stop thinking about achieving this massive outcome, and you just focus on maintaining a simple daily habit. The goal becomes the habit and the outcome.
Mm.
That's just the inevitable byproduct.
Mm.
So I guess the provocative thought to leave you with is this. This whole framework requires you to define and track one single focused habit every day. How many of your current goals are actually just habits that you haven't bothered to define yet?